Or if there are a lot of people,
Ustedes.
perfect. Usted, um, or ustedes, depending on how many people there are. And what about the second part? What is a command?
Like telling someone to do something.
Yeah, exactly. Telling someone to do something. So, formal commands are used to respectfully tell someone what to do. So generally, in English, we don't tell people who are older than us what to do. You wouldn't walk into class and say, "Senorita, teach us quick. I don't want to do anything today. Just get through it, or whatever," right? You could say something like, "Wow, it would be great if this lesson were quick today," or "Do you think maybe you could do something easy today?" But those are not really commands. Those are kind of suggestions, right? However, in Spanish, you can command somebody who is older than you to do something, but we have a polite way of doing it. So we're going to start off with talking about what the commands look like. And there's 3 steps to this. There's 3 steps to this. So the first step is you go to the present tense yo form. You find the present tense yo form. The second thing you do is remove the O. And the third thing you do is add E or EN for AR verbs. Or you add A or AN for ER or IR verbs. So I tend to say add the opposite ending because usually our AR endings would look like A and AN, and our ER or IR endings would look like E and EN. But for commands, it's the opposite. So for one quick example, before we go into other things, if I was going to say answer, contestar, contesto, conteste, or for ustedes, contested. We can see our opposite endings to our AR verb. How are we doing so far?
Mm-hmm.
Good?
Mm-hmm.
I know it's really early, guys. Okay, so while we're looking at these 3 steps, can anybody think of some situations where we might run into problems? Go to the yo form, take off the O, add the opposite ending. Okay. So the first problem that we tend to run into is when we have verbs with irregular yo forms. Because we have to first go to the yo form. So if the yo form is irregular, we have to know that. And I don't know for sure how many of you know all of your irregular yo forms, but in my other class, out of 20 kids, one of them knew most of them. So I would assume it's about the same. So we're just gonna go over them. Our verbs with irregular yo forms, the ones that we're gonna talk about today at least, are conocer, hacer, poner, salir, traer, ver, oír, decir, tener, and venir. All right. Does anybody know the yo form of any of these verbs? Does anybody know any of them? Okay. So the yo form of conocer, oh, someone's typing, great. Perhaps, but let's see if we can get some guesses. So for conocer, we're gonna have conozco. And for hacer, we would have hago. For poner, we would have pongo. Except for ver, the rest of these are what we call go verbs, like hago and pongo. Can anybody guess about what they might be?
Salgo.
Salgo. Traigo. Ver is veio. Oír Oigo. Decir is digo. And you guys should definitely know tener.
Tango.
Tengo. And venir rhymes with tener.
Vengo.
Vengo. Exactly. Exactly. So when we put them in the command form, I'm just going to do the usted forms. Conocer is an ER verb. So we would take off the O and we would add an A or an AN if we're talking to a lot of people. What would we do for hacer?
Add
Haga.
haga. Yeah.
And for poner,
Ponga.
ponga. For salir,
Sala.
salga. Salga. For traer.
Traiga.
Traiga. For ver.
Vea.
Veia. For oír.
Oiga.
And for decir.
Diga.
Tener.
Tanga.
And
Venga.
venga, exactly. All right, so I know why these are like these, and Jenny knows why these are like these. But does everybody else understand what we were doing here? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're forming the command. So we're saying things like do, put, go, bring, look, listen, say, have, come. Okay, so we're telling people what to do with these verbs. These ones they're not irregular commands because they follow the three rules of going to the yo form, taking off the O, and adding the opposite ending. But they can be tricky if you don't know the yo form. So you should look at this list and have it close to you while you're doing assignments on this topic. And we have a few more things to talk about. Because there are irregular commands. Can anybody think of what might make a command irregular when we possibly couldn't follow one of these three steps? Okay. Well, okay. Well, these are the 5 verbs that have irregular formal commands. And what are the yo forms of these verbs? Even if you just know one.
Isn't estar is estoy?
Does that have an O on the end?
No.
No, so we can't follow that rule. What about some of the other ones? Doi. What else?
And soy.
So, soy.
Boy.
Voy. And saber is say. None of those end in O. Right? None of those end in O, so we can't apply our rule. So we have to memorize only these 5. Okay. The command for ser, for usted, is sea, and for ustedes, it would be sean. It looks like Sean. Please say sean. Please. Okay. For ir, the usted form is vaya. What would it be for ustedes? Vayan. For estar, it's este, and we need the accent mark. What would it be for ustedes?
Esther.
Estén. For dar, it's de. We need the accent mark. And what would it be for ustedes?
Then.
Den. And for saber, we have sepa and sepan. Exactly. Okay. So we'll just do a few examples and then I'll let you go. Okay. So I'm going too fast and you say, Señorita, explain please. I'm one person. This is an AR verb. So what would it be?
Explicar. And with E.
With an E. Okay.
Say.
Yeah, so if we write it like this, that says explice. Explice doesn't sound like explique, which is what we want. What can we do to make this verb sound like explique?
To Q.
Mm-hmm.
Q-U-E.
Mm-hmm. So we have an E for the ending, and we have a QU because it is a car verb. So all of those rules that we've learned still apply, guys, okay? All those rules that we've learned about spelling and everything still apply. So I could say, study, guys. How could I tell all my students to study?
S-U-G-N.
Mm-hmm. With an EN. Let's do the N. You could say, Señorita, be patient. The yo form is tango. It's an ER verb. So what am I doing with that O?
Changa.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So for your assignment, we're going to be working with commands, and the premise is that you're a doctor and you're telling your patient what to do and what not to do to be healthy. You're a doctor. And you're telling your patient what to do or what not to do to be healthy. And our first one is going to be correr, and our other one will be fumar, which means to smoke. Which one are we going to tell them to do? Correr. And it's one person we're speaking to.
Correr a.
Corra, perfect. And we're going to say run every day. And should we instruct our patient to smoke?
No.
No. So we'll say no fum
Okay. Cool.
no fume. Nunca. Don't ever smoke. Okay, so when it's negative, we just put no directly in front of the command to say no, don't do that. Pretty good?
Mm.
Okay. Any questions? Okay. Then if you do have questions while you're doing your assignment, let me know. But otherwise, have a great weekend, and I'll talk to you guys on Monday.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Adios.
Thank you.
Adios.
Okay.